Good morning, students. Today we are going to see Standard 7th Geography, Chapter number 10, Human Settlement. Here, look at the following picture, find suitable location for human settlements and show them in the picture. Here you can see picture is given where the human settlements can be there. Find out a place. Why were the settlements shown at the specific places? Why should they be located there? Why can't they be located in other places? So if you'll observe here, I think so, near the dam, at that place, the settlements can be there, and after that road, at that place also we can see, near to the right hand side road, maybe it is a railway route, so near to that also houses can be or settlements can be settled. So what can be the answer for this question? So if you will see, the settlements are shown at the marked places. Just I told you, at the 4 places, the first settlement A can be located near the lake. So near the lake it can be there. The water from the lake makes the nearby land suitable for cultivation of crops and hence for the human settlement. Near the dam, we can have the settlement. Another settlement B can be located on the plains near the road. Water from the lake which makes the land suitable for agriculture also. The road makes the transport accessible. Hence this place is suitable for human settlement. Another one, C can be located on the places which is near to both the roads as well as the railway track. This location provides a sound transport connectivity which is required to carry out trade. Can you tell 10.2a, 10.2b, 10.2c, 10.2d? If you will observe these 4 pictures, just have a look. Let's start. Observe the pictures given in figures 10.2 A, B, C, D from your textbook. Think and answer the following questions. What all can you see in the pictures? All the pictures show some type of human settlements. If you will see, we can come to know that they are showing us some different types of human settlements. Also with it, we can see in this picture different types of settlements in each picture. Also each settlement has different types of houses. Some of the settlements are crowded while some are not. Also we can see various means of transport of settlement shown in picture 10.2b and 10.2d. So this is the difference in all the A, B, C, D. What are the familiar features? All the pictures are related to the human settlements. Which picture shows sparse settlement? If we will see the 10.2a, here the human settlements are less, and in 10.2c, here the human settlements are sparse, that is limited. Which picture shows agriculture? 10.2a shows the agriculture. 10.2a shows agriculture. Next, which picture shows dense settlements? 10.2b and 10.2d. Here you can see, from this picture we can come to know here the population level is high. So the dense settlements will be seen in 10.2d and 10.2b. Which picture shows high-rise buildings? 10.2b shows high-rise building. You can see high-rise buildings are shown in 10.2b picture. In this picture, the buildings are high. From the following, assign a suitable names to each of the pictures: rural settlement, tribal hamlet, town, city. So if we will see the 10.2a picture, we will give this name as a rural settlement. To 10.2b, we will give city. Name city. 10.2c, tribal hamlet, and 10.2d, a town. Arrange the pictures according to the level of development in the settlement. If we will consider about the development of this 4 pictures, then 10.2c will be the first one, that is tribal hamlet. 10.2a will be the rural settlements. Second one, the third stage of development will be 10.2d, that is of town, and the final will be 10.2b, that is city. Let's see the geographical explanation for this. Human settlements flourish at places with favorable geographical conditions such as availability of water, conducive climate, fertile land, etc. As we also human beings, we will find out the place where the availability of resources will be more. That place we will choose for to stay. In the early settlements, the occupations of the people were depend on the local available natural resources. This gave rise to the separate settlements of people engaged in a particular occupation. For example, people along the sea coast are engaged in fishing. Yes, the people who will stay near the resources or a river to or sea coast, they will be engaged in fishing. The settlements become fishing hamlet, Koliwada. Forest dwellers or tribal people use forest produce for their livelihood. They live in forest areas in tribal hamlets, that is Adivasi Padas. So as according to the occupations, the peoples are divided into their settlements. If a person is a fisherman, so he will stay near the sea coast and it will be known as Koliwada. A person who is a dweller of the tribal people, they will stay in the forest and they will depend on the products which are from the forest areas. So their livelihood will be in the forest. So they will called as or their settlement will be known as Adivasi Padas. Agriculture is practiced in fertile areas. Farmer families built their houses in or near their fields. So as according to the need, the farmers will be near to their farms. Their houses will be near to their fields. These settlements gradually grow bigger. The settlements where the original occupations of the majority of the people are based on natural resources are called rural settlements. Agriculture, fishery, etc. are some of these occupations. So as the occupations which are directly related with the nature, they are come under the rural settlements. As like agriculture productions, fishery, that mostly done in the rural areas. So they all will, this type of occupations can be seen in the rural areas. With the passage of the time, other associated occupations also developed gradually in these rural settlements. As a result, people from surrounding areas migrate to and settle there, leading to an increase in the rural population. Houses are built and different facilities are developed for the growing population. Importance of secondary and tertiary occupation increases. The proportion of people engaged in primary occupation declines. So as according to the need, according to the demand of the people, the rural settlements are converted into the cities and the rural population get reduced. As some people, they get migrated to settle in the cities to find out the job or for the other purposes, due to which the development in the rural areas that takes place to complete the demand of the cities, the rural places are converted into the city. And therefore, secondary and tertiary occupation increases in that area and the primary occupation decreases. This process leads to the transformation of rural settlements into urban settlements due to religious, historical, commercial, educational and administrative reasons, and also due to tourism. The original settlements may transform into an urban one. If the population and the necessary amenities increases on a large scale, the urban areas grow into metropolitan cities. So this is the development. As the like hamlets, they convert into rural areas they will convert into a town, and then the town will be converted into a city, and then city will be converted into a metropolitan cities. This is the development of the city or human being. Can you tell? Observe figure 10.3. and discuss the following questions. Let's see what is the figure 10.3, a type of settlement. Okay, should we start with? What is the difference between the human settlements at A and B? You can see here A, B, C they had written. According to it, we have to give answer for the first question, that what is the difference between human settlements at A and B. If you will see the diagram, you can give the answer. The human settlements at location A has developed near a water resource. The houses in this settlements are close to each other and are in clustered pattern. And also the human settlements at location B has developed along the road. The houses in these settlements are close to each other, but they are built in a linear pattern, that is in a single line. Next question. What is the difference between the settlements at B and C? B and C. The human settlements at local B has developed along a road. The houses in these settlements are close to each other, but if you will see, they are built in a linear pattern, that is in a single line. If we will talk about the C, C has developed on a slope of a small hill. Then it shows only one house which is far away from other houses or settlements. Where do you find less than 2 houses? If you will see at the location of C, we can find less than 2 houses in the settlement. In what type of settlement do you live? So according to this, we live in scattered and in linear type of settlements. Make friends with maps. Indexes given settlements are shown with the red squares. All these red dots are the settlements of human beings. Second one, road, they are denoted with the dotted red line. Red line, it shows the road of that area. Railway, if you will see, symbol is given for the railway, that all part will receive a railway here. From down up to this index, it is railway. Counters, the lines, the curves which are drawn in this map, all that are the counters or counter line. River, blue color, it shows the river. Here is the river. You can see the dark blue color. Here, again here, here. This all are the regions of river. Observe 10.4 and answer the following questions. Name some of the settlements shown in the map. If you will see, according to this map, Songad, Amalipada, Damda, Achalwa, Sadaduka, Pokhran, Kumkua, Raniamba, Chappawadi and Rampu are some of the settlements shown in the map. Which of the settlements in the map are in a scattered form? If you will see here, the settlements of Achalwa, Pokhran, Sadaduka and Chappadwadi show in the map are in a scattered form. How are the houses in the settlements along the roads arranged? Along the roads, the houses in the settlements along the roads are arranged in a linear pattern, in a line near the roads. In which settlements are the houses close together? What could be the reason behind this density? If you will see again the map, you can get the answer for this question. This region has plain area, and also the falls near the river that makes the location suitable for agriculture. Again, the hospital, market and post office are there. Roads near to the settlements are having aids trade and transport. The region has easy access to railway. So this all can be the regions for the houses in the settlement of Songarh are also are close to each other. Can you now classify the settlements on the basis of these patterns? On this pattern, we can come to know it is scattered settlement, linear settlement, and nucleated settlements. These are the three types of settlements, and that all are seen in this map. After considering various settlements, we realize that people settle down in different geographical conditions and adopt themselves in the conditions in the region. Pattern of human settlements evolve in accordance with the natural condition. In this lesson, we are going to study the major patterns of human settlements and the reason behind them. So as according to our need, according to our choice, we settled in the linear pattern, scattered pattern, or in a nucleated pattern. So of settlements. Geographical explanation. Using the resources from the surroundings, man construct houses and started living in them. In the modern era of science and technology, people have made a remarkable progress in the construction of shelter. They have even built skyscrapers. Man is thinking of constructing colonies on other planets and their satellites too in future. Settlements have provided man with stability. Rural settlement is the first step towards a stable life in a human history. Urban settlements have evolved through the expansion and the growth of rural settlements. A certain way of life is preserved in rural settlements. Increase in population of rural settlements is the beginning of urbanization. Life in urban settlement is more dynamic. There are large-scale economic correlations between rural and urban settlements. The day-to-day food requirements of the urban population is fulfilled by rural settlements. Modernization, science and technology lead to transformation in both types of settlements. So if you will see that as according to our need, we are moving and we are developing ourselves. So like this only, as different skyscrapers are created in the metropolitan cities, so that along buildings can be also can be created or constructed. Different colonies can be easily planted there, and different planets. We are also trying on other planets to have a construction at different satellite by using different satellites and planets. As we humans, we are man stabilities there, due to which we can see the rural settlements is the first step towards the stable life in humans. History, urbanization, urban settlements, and again they move towards the development from rural settlements to urban settlements as according to complete their needs. So according to their need, they move from one place to another places. So as we can food is the main requirement. So as for to complete the need of our life, the rural people, they move from rural areas to the urban cities and they settle there, due to which the population there increases, and it gives effect for constructing the rural areas into, or to convert the rural areas into a metropolitan cities. Think about the possible processes that take place during the growth and development of settlement. Make a list of such processes. The rise of settlements in place abundant with natural resources. About this, I can say that human settlements rise in a place where the natural resources required for survival and occupation like agriculture are available. Where the resources will be available, at that places only the rise in settlements will be seen. The development of rural settlements will take place as other occupations in these settlements grow. People from surrounding areas, they migrate and they settle there. Therefore, the increase in population is seen in these settlements. Houses are built for this increasing population and different facilities get developed on the settlement. Also, people engage in primary occupation reduces, and importance of secondary and tertiary occupation increases. For having or to gain a lot of money in the city, they convert into secondary and tertiary occupation. This leads to the transformation of rural settlements into a urban settlement. The third reason is transformation of urban settlements into metropolitan cities. When the population and the amenities increases on a large scale, then the urban settlements grow into a metropolitan cities. The types of settlements and the characteristics of their distribution can be described as follows. So as here the scattered settlements are given. About the scattered settlement, I will explain it directly. If you want, you can read this content from textbook. All characteristics and what is scattered settlement, I will explain as soon as possible. First one, scattered settlement they had given. Scattered settlement, houses in such type of settlements are few in a number and are far away from each other. Also, they are found in areas of high relief, dense forest, grassland, hot deserts and extensive agriculture lands. They being closer to nature, these settlements are free from pollution. Also, the population of these settlements is limited as facilities and services are not adequate. They depend on centrally located villages for their daily requirements. So, this all are the characteristics of scattered settlements. The next one is nucleated settlement. You can see the picture of scattered settlement. The next one is nucleated settlement. The houses of these settlements are very close to each other and are generally found near the water resources like brooks, rivers, lakes, reservoirs, etc. Such settlements develop around fertile plains, mining centers and commercial centers, and dense health, education and other social and religious factors also give rise to such settlements. Social services are available in these settlements. Then the roads in the settlements are narrow in the old parts. The people here have a better social life as people from different caste, religion, races and ideologies live together. So this is the nucleated settlement, which just I had explained to you. You can read the characteristics from textbook about nucleated. Linear settlement, these settlements spread along roads, railways, river, sea, coast and in foothill regions in a straight line pattern. And as the settlements grows, the multiple lines of houses emerge. The roads in these settlements are parallel to each other and the shops are also found here. So this type of diagram they are given the linear settlement. Let's see, always remember factors influencing the location of human settlement: physical, cultural and economic. These are the factors. What is the physical factors? Let's see. Physiography, land, that is soil, climate, water supply, river banks. In cultural, defense, health, education, tourism, historical significance. In economic, irrigation, occupation, transport and communication, industries, trade, government offices. These all are the factors which influence the location of human settlements. Where the needs are more, the human settlements are seen more in that areas. So in this way we had completed our chapter. Give it a try. Observe the photograph given below. Identify the type of settlement shown here and write about them. Okay, development is shown in this picture. You can see if the picture a little bit development is shown here. Again here another type of development is increasing. So as we can come to know that the development and in the different ways and in different in different years, the pictures through map is taken, and here the day by day the settlement is increasing beside the road. You can see here the map. The red color, it denotes the settlement in that particular area. It is of one picture. Complete the given exercise, read chapter and learn question and answers of this question. That's all for today. Thank you.